Welcome to the hottest movie review on the internet today, the A-List Review. I'm your host, the game changer, Wes Troop. This week I've got 5 new movies to review, 3 that are brand new to theaters, and 2 that are making their way back into theaters after a long time of being out. One longer than the other, as you will see. 30 years longer, in fact. This week I'm going to be reviewing Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, Unfriended, Monkey Kingdom, and the 2 re-releases are The Sound of Music and Friday. So let's jump in first. Right now, this first film, has 0%, right as we speak, on Rotten Tomatoes. And you gotta do pretty much to get 0%. So here, is it really that bad? Should you go see it anyway, or should you stay clear from the theater? Hey, this is my review of Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. After a series of depressing tragedies in his life, Paul Blart is invited to a security convention in Las Vegas. Blart and his daughter go on the trip, but soon find themselves involved in an art heist with some pretty sketchy characters. Get it? Art? Sketchy? So what did I think of Paul Blart Mall Cop 2? I thought it's a flat comedy sequel. I'm one of the few critics who actually enjoyed the first film and gave it a positive review. This time around, out of 100 or so jokes, I laughed at about 5. All of the big slapstick moments were shown in the previews, so it's not surprising when it appears on screen. There were some people in my theater that were laughing manically at the material, which was more entertaining than the film, listening to them laugh. There are bits that had promise in the setup and could have been funny, but they almost all play out wrong. The story is all predictable and sees Blart trying to stop more crooks, get involved in a Cirque du Soleil show, and throw down in a battle between his fellow mall cops and evil security guards. I also felt the setup was longer than it had to be. Kevin James reprises his role as Paul Blart, the mall security guard looking to change his bad luck at the convention. Rainey Rodriguez as Maya, Paul's daughter, who's having a tough time telling her father she's been accepted to UCLA and also gets kidnapped. Neil McDonough, who normally plays a decent villain, but looks more like he's reading his lines right off the cue card here, as Vincent, a high roller in the hotel casino who heads the heist. And he also has 2 unmatching eyes, whatever that has to do with anything. Shirley Knight as Blart's mom. Daniela Alonso as Davina, the general manager of the hotel Paul thinks has a thing for him. And I'll probably butcher this name, but Eduardo Verestigu as Eduardo, go figure, the head of security at the hotel. While some may find some enjoyment here, I wouldn't bet my high stakes on Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. I'm gonna give it the rating of suck it. Yeah. Like I said, I did enjoy the first film. This one, it seemed like a lot of phoning in. It seemed like it's been 6 years since the first film, so it's not like they couldn't have put together a somewhat decent script. It's not like they rushed it out in 6 months. You have to be a really big Kevin James fan to really enjoy this. And a lot of the laughs are solely on his physical comedy, so you have to find that funny. Yeah, a lot of the lines are just eye-roll inducing. It's really not that great. But like I said, some people in the theater absolutely loved it, so if it's your type of humor, you might like it. So, it's hard to say, but I did not enjoy it. Alright, up next, my review of the newest horror film to hit theaters, and I hope you don't do this to me if you don't agree with what I think. This is my review of Unfriended. Boop. During a seemingly casual video chat session, 6 friends gather around to talk. Soon, however, an unexpected visitor enters the chat room and claims to be an old pal from the past who committed suicide exactly a year before due to the posting of an embarrassing video put on YouTube. And no, it was not one of my videos. Could this be someone hacking into the chat or something from the netherworld? So what did I think of Unfriended? I thought it's an innovative and fun horror flick. I can see this being a movie people think is cool or a stupid waste of time. It all counts on whether you buy into the gimmick. Expanding on the idea of the shaky cam, this film takes place solely on one character's computer screen. We see everything as she chats with her friends, cyber teases her boyfriend, and receives and responds to messages from the intruder. You also have to buy into the plot, and if you wouldn't be down for some of these crazy hijinks, shall we call it, I don't even know why you would be watching this movie. Soon the so-called friend from the other side begins to torment the gang and requests to play games with them. If people choose to leave the chat, they will die. As you can imagine, the characters begin to bite the dust. Not really a spoiler. Nah, if you've ever seen a horror film, I don't think that's a spoiler. As the film progresses, the friends begin to turn on each other and feud as they find out secrets to the delight of the tormentor. There is some gore, but it's quick flashes of it as webcams unfreeze. Those darn webcams. There's nothing really horrific here that will chill you to the bone, but there are a number of jump scares due mostly to the volume. The cast all do nice jobs as well, and stars Shelley Henning as Blair, the teen girl whose computer screen we see all from, who was the closest to the dearly departed. Moses Storm as Mitch, Blair's boyfriend. Renee Olstead as Jess, one of the friends who fights amongst the others. Will Peltz as Adam, Mitch's best friend. Jacob Wasaki as Ken, the more technical, funny one of the group. Courtney Halverson as Val, the one in the group the others don't really care for. And Heather Sossman as Laura, the dead girl who may or may not be reaching out from the beyond. Unfriended brings a new idea to a very tired genre, and I can proudly say I like this status. I'm gonna give it the rating of do it. Yeah, I had no expectations at all. When I heard about this movie, I'm just like, whatever, I'm down. I gotta see it anyway. I saw the first preview, I'm like, okay, that actually might be alright. It's somewhat different. And I did enjoy it. I know it's not the first that's tried something like this. It is the first that's made it to theaters, obviously, mainstream. I know there's quite a few out there on Netflix or, you know, websites or whatever, movies that have done something similar to this, but this is the first to make it into the mainstream. I hope they don't kill it with more and more sequels, like, oh, guess what? Now it's 2 years after the anniversary of her death, and there's more people she didn't like, so now she's gonna torment them. Or should I say whoever this is? Because I don't want to spoil everything. But, yeah, I just hope they don't do that again. If they do it something different. I don't know. Just not Unfriended 2. I don't know. But anyway, I really like this first movie. I just hope they don't kill it, make it the new shaky camera genre, but which I'm very sick of. Thank God they went somewhat different. But I thought the cast all do nice jobs here. They're all in separate rooms, so they don't even, you know, they can't really even act off of each other. Other than just on the camera. So I think it's a great idea. It also has a lot to say about cyberbullying and whatnot. So, not that you can really take it serious. You can, but with this movie, it's just like, you know... Yeah, you know, movies like Disconnect or Men, Women, and Children have a more serious way of talking. And finally, we're gonna do a little monkeying around here at the A-List this week. This is my review of the newest Disney nature film, Monkey Kingdom. The story of a group of Tok-Mackay monkeys in South Asia, particularly a young monkey named Maya, whose world is changed when she gives birth to a little boy named Kip. So what did I think of Monkey Kingdom? I thought it's an enjoyable documentary. These specific monkeys are very interesting. One of the most important things in their life is their caste system. They live in ancient ruins, mostly in trees. The alpha, named Raja, lives at the top of the tree, along with 3 females that think they're pretty big deals, known as the Sisterhood. They think they're all that in a bag of chips. These monkeys and their babies get all the best food, shelter, and everything else. The further down the tree you go, the less important the monkey to their society. Maya is in the lowest level of the system and has a tough time finding food, and now that she has a newborn, has to venture into unknown territory to try to find some. Along with the monkeys, we see other animals who live around the area, such as elephants, sloth bears, and mongooses. I think that's right, mongooses, not mongoose. That's what my spell check said, so blame the spell check. There's also a few dangerous predators like cheetahs and large lizards. When a rival group of monkeys invade their home, they have to relocate and regroup in a town full of humans. When they build up their strength, they go back to face off with their foes to try to reclaim their home. The shots of the animals are spectacular and light up the screen. Be sure to stay during the credits to see the team actually shooting some of the footage. While this is a Disney-fied view of nature, there are a few sad moments here and there, but as they say, it's the circle of life. There are quite a few amusing moments, though, that will put a smile on your face. Tina Fey narrates the film and does a great job hitting all the right notes. Tickets sold during opening week go toward protecting the animals shown in the film as well. Monkey Kingdom is a family-friendly look at nature that allows us to learn and laugh at the same time. I'm going to give it the rating of do it. Yes, this is a very enjoyable documentary. It's not one where you sit there and you're looking at the ceiling tiles on the wall of the theater. You know, it's not like, oh God, what is this going to be over? So they're cute little monkeys. The little babies look like Gollum, so you gotta love that. I wanted someone to go, they should have made a My Precious joke or something when the baby was born, but whatever. And Maya has like a Mo Howard haircut, but tis the way they live, right? I guess they can't ask for a mohawk or something. And it's interesting to find out more things about this type of animal. And one of the re-releases coming back to theaters this week is coming back for its 50th anniversary as part of the Turner Classic Movie Series. It's a lot of people's favorite movie, the classical musical. In fact, it's one of their favorite things. Yeah, The Sound of Music. A young woman studying to become a nun is sent on a mission to be the governess for the family of a retired Navy captain and his 7 children. The governess soon becomes close with the children and even the captain, who is set to marry someone else. Scandalous. So what did I think of The Sound of Music? I thought it's an excellent musical. It's based on the true story and memoir of Maria von Trapp, called The Story of the Trapp Family Singers, and of course the Roger and Hammerstein's Broadway show. From the terrific opening shot of the mountains and other scenery leading into the infamous opening number, the audiences knows that they're in for a treat. The musical numbers are outstanding and certainly memorable, including the classics 16 going on 17. Alright, my favorite things: Edelweiss, and of course, Do Re Mi. I only sang a couple. You're welcome. The story sees the governess dealing with the strict side of the captain, who uses a whistle to call his children. The kids try to sabotage and play tricks on her, trying to get her fired or make her leave, but finally become their friend. The kids aren't allowed to sing, dance, or play since the passing of their mother, but Maria soon brings music back into the house, causing the captain to become friendlier and closer to the children. They also end up putting on a marionette show, host a grand party, and sing in a folk festival. Things become a bit more serious when the captain is forced to join the Third Reich, and the family hides and runs from the Nazis. There's also a sweet love story between Maria and the captain as they begin to have feelings for each other. Julie Andrews stars as Maria, the young Austrian nun who becomes the nanny to 7 kids. Christopher Plummer as Captain Von Trapp, the widowed strict naval officer. Eleanor Parker as the Baroness, no, not from G.I. Joe, the captain's companion he's arranged to marry. Richard Hayden as Max Detweiler, a friend of the captain and Baroness who wants the kids to sing at the folk festival. Peggy Wood as Mother Abbess, the head nun in charge, the HNIC at the Abbey, who gives Maria advice, and Charmaine Carr as Liesel, the eldest daughter of the captain. The Sound of Music is still an audience favorite and is one of the best screen musical adaptations of all time. That's right, I'm gonna let you finish, but The Sound of Music is one of the best musicals of all time. I'm gonna give it the rating of A-list approved. It gets the A-list seal of approval. Yes, this has been a favorite in my family for many years. I've seen The Sound of Music since I was a kid. I haven't sat down and watched the whole thing in its entirety, I think, since music class in 8th grade? 7th grade, 8th grade, something like that. But it's a 3-hour movie, but it's a fast watch. It went really fast, the 3 hours. And it's entertaining. It's not, oh god, drab and boring. And the song, if you enjoy the songs come pretty fast at you, and then before you know it, they're hiding from Nazis, which has you on the edge of your seat pretty much. There's very good suspense in that last scene for what this movie is. Definitely, if you've never seen The Sound of Music, it's back in theaters this weekend, I believe Sunday and Wednesday. See it in theaters if you have the option, if it's around you. Or you can just buy the DVD or Blu-ray, whatever, but definitely check out The Sound of Music if you've never seen it before. And finally, coming back into theaters is the 20th anniversary re-release. This is a one-night-only event. These are my thoughts on the re-release of Friday. After being fired on his day off, a young man ends up hanging out with his weed-smoking buddy, who ends up getting in trouble with his boss. The two friends must come up with money by the end of the night or face the consequences. So what did I think of Friday? I thought it's an uneven comedy. I know it's a big hit with audiences and even critics, and I may not exactly be in the target audience, if you know what I mean, but I did find the film to be anything special. The laughs were hit and miss for me. The jokes are there, but it's up to you whether you find them funny or not. I only really let out a few chuckles. I laughed about as much as I did in Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, let's put it that way. One of the biggest surprises is that nothing really happens in the first hour of the film at all. The characters basically just smoke on the porch and set up the finale. There are a few escapades the friends get into, but nothing of note or the wacky hijinks some may expect. The film actually takes a serious turn towards the end, with a drive-by shooting and a legit street fight. Ice Cube, who also co-wrote the script, stars as Craig, the newly unemployed guy who ends up having a Friday from hell. Isn't that Jason Goes to Hell, the Friday from Hell or something? That would have been funnier. Also, Chris Tucker as Smokey, Craig's drug-dealing friend who's behind on payments. Nia Long as Debbie, a girl Craig has a crush on. Tommy Tiny Lister as Debo, the neighborhood bully. John Witherspoon as Willie Jones, Craig's father who wants him to find a job immediately, and Bernie Mac as Pastor Clever, the pastor who has his eye on one of Craig's neighbors. Very sinful. The film would go on to have 2 sequels as well. While Friday may resonate with some, I felt it to be too bland to hit a high mark. I'm gonna give it the rating of meh. It's okay. I really expected to laugh a lot more. I don't know if maybe it just didn't age well. Maybe it's just not something I care for. It's hard to say, but maybe I was just in a bad mood. But everyone's like talking about how great Friday is, and I'm just like, I didn't really. Alright, well, that does it for this episode. Next week, I will be back with my review of The Age of Adeline. Oh, Blake Lively. Oh, the things. And also, I will be reviewing, and if anything else happens to come into my theater, I will go review it. New to Netflix is a movie that everybody's been talking about. It was on a lot of best of 2014 lists, The Babadook. So you better believe I'll be Babadooking the Netflix this week, as well as whatever else in the hell I decide to review, because it's my show, people. So make sure you tune back in next week. We got 1 week till the Avengers. We got next week with Blake Lively. I'm good with that. I'm good with seeing some Blake Lively. And then you got Avengers Age of Ultron, which I am super psyched for. I can't wait. So, until then, don't forget to subscribe to me right here on YouTube. YouTube.com/WestsideOf515. You can like me on Facebook, Facebook.com/WestTroopAlist. Follow me on the Twitter and the Instagram @WesAList. And of course, you can pick up this little gem, the A-List Review 2014 Movie Yearbook. Over 150 reviews, only $10. Contact me through Facebook or Twitter if you're interested. Until next time, Troop out.